Welcome to the Village Church Connections. I'm Don Pullen. Today I'm here with Andy Hawkins, the lead pastor of the Village Church, and it's rolling into Christmas season right now, and one of the things that we do here at the Village Church is begin by celebrating Advent each Sunday, looking forward to the birth of Christ. And Andy, you have a special series that you'll be preaching this season.
Yeah, we actually do. It's called The Mission of Christmas. And I think the important thing to remember is that God was on mission when He sent His Son to this planet as the Son of God, incarnate as a human being, to live a life that we couldn't live and then to die on the cross. All that was part of God's purpose and mission in order to redeem a lost humanity. And at the same time, when we celebrate Christmas, it's certainly more than simply a family time to exchange presents and enjoy music and make decorations and cookies and all that kind of stuff. But there's also a mission that we can celebrate as well, because God sent His Son so that He would then send us to engage in the mission that we have. And so the Advent series that we're looking at has to do with the mission of Christmas for us, and particularly as it relates to the Village Church. And as you and I both know, we've developed a mission statement for the Village Church, and you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Don.
We're building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ.
That's right. And amazingly, I was working through trying to figure out biblical texts that relate to the incarnation, to the birth of Christ. And one popped out at me that I seemed to make a connection with that very mission of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And that's that passage in Galatians chapter 4. And it might be familiar. It's unusual to use sometimes for Christmas, because a lot of people go to Luke 2 or the Gospels for the sort of the Christmas text. But this is a Christmas text, and Paul puts it this way: when the fullness of time had come, God sent forth His Son, born of a woman, born under the law, to redeem those who are under the law, so that we might receive adoption as sons. And because you are sons, God has sent forth the Spirit of His Son into your hearts, crying out, Abba, Father. Therefore you are no longer a slave, but a son, and if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. And as it turns out, the first part of our mission statement has to do with being a people of forgiveness. Well, that's what Christ came to do. He came and became incarnate on Christmas to redeem us, to redeem a humanity that desperately needs His forgiveness. In addition to that, this text tells us that He made us as sons so that He can send His Spirit into our hearts so that we might fulfill the role of sons and do the things that God calls us to do. And that's the purpose part of our mission. And then finally, because we're sons, we are heirs of the promises of God, and that gives us great hope. And so forgiveness, purpose, and hope, the essence of our mission here at the Village Church, are also flowing right through the Advent. Wow. And so I saw that kind of connection, and I think that would be a great thing to communicate not only to the Village Church, but to our community as well.
Great, great. And that begins the first Sunday of December, December 3rd.
That's correct.
In our 10:15 a.m. morning service, and then builds each Sunday, the 10th, the 17th, the 24th, and then the Christmas Eve evening service that we have here at 6:15.
That's exactly right.
Great. Looking forward to the birth of Christ, the mission of Christmas.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you would consider coming out and visiting the Village Church during the Christmas season. If you don't have a local church here in our community, we'd love to see you. 10:15 on Sunday morning, 6:15 on Sunday evening. As we move into the Advent series, remember there's a spiritual dimension to life, and you can find a little bit about that here at the Village Church. Thank you for watching the Village Church Connections.